guys, so I want to tell y'all a story. What's the update? I guess the next episode. And this one, I wasn't going to say anything, but my best friend convinced me that I should tell y'all the story. So I got, well, as you can tell by the title, I got racially discriminated against on the first day of Black History Month. And a text message. But yeah, so I let's start it off by Monday. I went to work, and in one of my last videos, I told y'all about a mishap I had at work, and I corrected it. I communicated professionally, and I thought, the problem got solved. But, I guess some people had a problem with me just making a suggestion or speak my mind. You know how it is to be a black woman in the workplace. So, um, I've always been told that I'm so nice and so positive, but as it is, after I spoke my mind, I kind of noticed some, attitude and, some behavioral changes towards me. So, again, the same thing that I complained about, it ended up happening like a week later. It ended up happening again. And I was okay with it. I said, okay, I'm a team player. I'll just do this, even though that's not my job. I'll do it because it ends up being a last minute change, whatever. But then it's a situation happened where they try to have somebody that's under me do my job, and I'm like, why am I doing his job, a white male, while I'm doing his job and he's doing my job? And I told him like this, I'm not a good fit for that. I'm a better fit here in my department doing what I do. And the woman that made the decision, she's not a manager, she's not one of the managers, but she did it to be petty because I complained about it before, and um she did it to be petty, and I knew it. I peeped it. So I went along with it. I mean, not went along with it. I called her out on it. I called her. I'm at the cash register, which is not my job. I'm at the cash register, and I'm telling her like, "Hey, so I'm gonna be here all day when I need to be handling things, my inventory, whatever. I'm gonna be here all day." And she was like, "Yeah." We got into it. We ended up having a disagreement. She disrespected me in front of the customers, said something very disrespectful, didn't care who was around, and I got really upset. I said, "I'm out. You're not gonna talk to me any type of way." I told the manager, "I'm leaving. I'm not feeling well, and I want to file a formal complaint against her." I told the assistant manager this. The main manager wasn't there. So I told them what happened. I left, and as I was walking out, she was telling the assistant manager, "It's time for me to tell my side." Whatever. I left. She texted me later that night and said that she apologized. She could have handled it better, and she enjoys working with me, and she does not want us to have any problems in the workplace. I said I didn't. I made sure I did not say I apologize for my behalf on anything that I've done. I didn't admit to no wrongdoing because you're not gonna try to catch me up on anything or you know, make me feel bad or anything. So I said it's fine. We're not gonna have any problems. Enjoy your night. And so she like, I am very sorry. Have a good night, whatever. So the next day, 2 days later, um, I was told that our district manager was visiting, so I had to get my department together. Everybody was helping each other out. I swept the whole store, like everybody, other people departments, everybody was doing everything to help out and just help with the overall look of the store. So now this is the thing, like I'm very patient in my life now. Like I have a bad temper, but it's not as bad as it used to be, and it's not as bad as it could be sometimes. Like I felt like I handled this situation very well. So um, when I was ready to clock out, I told my manager, I said, hey, I did what I need to do. I'm gonna do this one last errand, and then I'm gonna go clock out. I said, oh yeah, but I gotta get my bag first. He was like, Jasmine, it's okay. Go get your bag and then go clock out. So I went and got my bag, and I was the only supervisor that was leaving on time because everybody else, one person had to wait for a ride, so she was sitting in the break room, and the other ones was still helping like sweep and clean. And so I was getting ready to go because I already stayed like an extra like 30 minutes. So I'm like, we're getting ready to go, and I finished what I had to do. So I went to the break room, got my bag, said bye to whoever was in there, walked out. As I'm walking out, I walk past the manager again. I'm like, bye. And he says, oh, make sure you get that bad checked before you walk out. And I'm like smiling, like, huh? Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, okay. And he was like, no, really. Have somebody check your bag before you go out because that's the policy, and we should really be doing that. And this is the first time I ever heard of this policy. And I carry a bag. Well, I carry a tote bag. I carry a tote bag, a red tote bag, and it's like a little, medium size. It's a medium size tote bag. I carry my a notebook in it where I write my notes, my business plans, whatever. And I always carry one book. So I carry one notebook so I can always have something to write. Because I like to not go on my notepad and write my ideas down. I like to write it physically down on a piece of paper. So I have my notebook and I have one book that I always bring. So it's either a reading book or it's like a journal. And it's it could be the journals that I showed y'all before. This is my notebook. So yeah. And I have my headphones, my charger, my lunch, my gloves for when we're doing the truck. So yeah, I have a lot of different things. I have probably water bottles, apple, anything in there. It's and it does look big. Like especially that day, I took off my sweater. I usually wear two sweaters to work because we didn't have our AC working and we got it fixed. So I was warm. I'm like, okay, the AC is. I mean, the heater is fixed. So I took off my one of my sweaters and I put it in my bag. So I guess my bag was looking big that day, but still, he said like have my bag checked. So the cash reg the cashier was there, but she was busy ringing up customers. So I went to this other cashier that just clocked in, and I said, "Hey, girl, can you check my bag for me?" Tom said, "I need somebody to check my bag." She looked she's like, "Girl, I trust you," and I was like, "Yeah, that's what he said." So I walked out, and so I text my best friend. I'm like, um, "You won't believe they I had to get my bag checked today." And she was like, what? Did they do anybody else? And I'm like, well, I'm the first to leave out of all the supervisors, so I don't know. I said, maybe they doing it because of the district manager visiting today. So the next day I went to work and I already had it in my mind planned that I'm gonna like casually work it into the conversation with the other supervisors. So they're telling me about how it went and they're telling me about how, some policies that we have to do that we wasn't doing. Like, well, we have to like have a bucket of water to put our tags in so it can dissolve in the water, so customers can't replace the tags, whatever, inside the store. So we're supposed to be doing that, and and I guess we haven't been doing it. So they said we have to make sure we do that. And they were like, Jasmine, did you ever hear about that? And I said, no, I haven't heard. I didn't hear about that. I heard it for the first time yesterday. But I said I also was told too. I said yeah. I also was told that I had to that we have to have our bags checked too when we leave. Yeah, I was like, the manager he made me check my bag. Had made me get my bag checked. And I said, I had one of the cashiers check my bag, and all of them looked at each other like, they're all white women. They all looked at each other like I was just speaking another language. They never heard of it. And so I told them like, yeah. So, you know, I had to check my bag. I said, I never knew about that. I never heard about it. And he said, one person, like the oldest lady, she's like 60 something. She was like, "Oh, we don't do that." And then another one person, she was like, "Well, we're supposed to be doing that, but none of us do it." And then another girl was like, "I ain't doing that." So it was just crazy to see their reactions. So obviously, none of them had to have their bags checked, and they bring bags. They bring big behind lunch bags and everything too. So it's just like, why am I the only one that have my bag checked? I'm the youngest supervisor, and I'm also the only black woman supervisor, but I'm the only black person that works that morning shift with the manager. So I'm the only black supervisor that works along with the managers and most of the other supervisors. You know, we have one that come in at night, but yeah. So it's just like, I don't know. I thought it was very strange, and I explained it to my best friend, and she felt like it was discrimination. And yeah, it's just for me, it's kind of weird because I have conversations with this manager. He gives me a lot of advice, and he's kind of been training me or whatever. Especially because I have decided that I've mentally put in my 2 weeks notice, and I'm gonna literally put it in another 2 weeks after that. So mentally, I'm checked out this job, and I'm ready to leave. And I've been applying for other jobs to be a higher position, get higher pay at other stores or whatever. And I decided within this 2 weeks, I'm gonna look for a job, and I'm gonna have him train me for, like, I want to see how he does his job and everything, you know, so I could get a higher position at my next job. So in 2 weeks, I'm probably gonna put in my 2 weeks notice. But still, I feel like, yeah, it's just very weird because I don't know. Like, I guess this is what they do sometimes. They'll be all friendly and then they discriminate. I don't know. But how do you guys think I should handle it? Like, I've been very calm and patient with it instead of just, blatantly calling it out. And like I probably would have done in the past when I was younger. But now I just feel like I'm not trying to get through to people. If they racist, they racist. I'm not here to teach nobody or change nobody's ways. Of course, it shouldn't be that way in the workplace. And I would like to change everything. That's how I used to be. When I was younger, I wanted to change everything. I feel like I could change the world. I feel like I could change anything if I stood up. But now I don't know. I'm kind of like exhausted from it. And I just feel like the change that I want to have is I could build it myself that way. That's how I could do the change. And just be in a higher position of power and give people like me chances. I don't know. So how would you handle it, and what do you think it was? Like, do you think it could have been discrimination? Maybe it was due to the incident I had with the lady. I don't know if everything's connected. I don't know. Maybe I'm naive. Maybe I am just not looking for conflict. I don't know, but how would you handle it, and what do you think? Let me know. Thanks for watching.